we go.
No, it says we encountered an error sharing your broadcast.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, on Twitter, but it says we're now live. So yeah, looks like we're live and we have one view. So here we are, and this is Mrs. Waltz's class. And right now I have the camera aimed towards what is going to be called our coding computer. So it's going to be used for coding. We're involved with coding for a cause with the Ronald McDonald House. And this is Mr. Waltz. He's the instructional technology specialist in our district. And David and Trent, they're going to be walking through our very first setup of what we're going to use. We've been doing some coding, and so we're connecting with Khan Academy and some other things, and you're going to see now that we have this wonderful card inserted how we're going to be using this. So here's our class. Everybody's kind of just paying attention, and this is raw. It's our first Periscope, yay. And so here we are, coding. Our coding computer.
Guys, just in how you would use this for coding, and again, triple monitors aren't just for coding. I know that's what this station's for in your class, but you could use this for creating a Google slideshow and just have multiple screens set up. But I'm going to have David go ahead and open a browser so we see the functionality of our triple monitor setup. Go ahead and open that browser. And again, we are dealing with the speed of the internet, and so we had to, have some patience as it opens up. You can see it has a status wheel going. But then when we have this up and running, you'll have 3 different monitors running off of the same PC. And what you can do is then have on one side, you'll have your actual coding that's going on. For example, this is how I would set it up. I'd put coding here, where I'm actually typing the code itself in the commands. Over here, I would have my render page. That's where I can actually see the example. I was talking before about Frogger. Say you were on Hour of Code and you were making a Frogger game. Okay, you could actually set up your code on this one, check to see how your code's doing over here. For example, if you didn't have something on auto repeat, then it's just going to get to the end over here and bug out on you. Okay, and so then from there, what I would have is over here, I'd be researching other people's Frogger games to see what they did differently than I did, so that I could decide which one is being successful and which one's not. Maybe I find a bit of code in there that's going to help me clear up mine. Okay, there you go. You can just drag from here. All right, so we've got David opening up Windows. You can see at this point in time, we have 3 different browser windows. Now, they're the exact same because it's the home window. Go ahead and open Khan Academy here. Let's put code.org on this one. And over here, we'll just do a Google search. So while he's getting that in place, what are some ways that you think this would be helpful to you? You got to think about that for a moment. How could this help me versus just one monitor? Okay, just think about it for a moment. Grab a couple of thoughts. And here in about 7 seconds, I'm going to have you just kind of partner up who's near you and share a couple of your ideas of how this could be useful to you versus just one monitor. Okay? And go. So over here in a moment, we're going to get just showing them. But what I want you to do is you're going to open, because I'm going to tell them that it's not really just 3 things at once. I want you to show them that you can click and drag this to halfway and bring a tab outside of that and have multiples going across that way as well. You know how to do that? How to tile your windows? Cool. All right, wrap it up with a final comment, about 3 seconds. Make sure to thank the person you were chatting with for their time and attention. All right, now let's bring it back over here. So David is going to show you real quick, and you guys can direct your attention here or look at the actual Apple mirroring over here on this screen. But basically, David's going to show you that really you're not just dealing with 3. You can actually multiply this and make it more than that by tiling your windows. Come over to the edge of the scroll bar here a little bit further. We'll change. Actually, let's just click this one here. Now drag. Okay, so you can actually set up one tab there. And then drag it over. And now you can see that we can have actually 4 things going on, because this screen is going to have 2 different tiled windows, browser windows. Over here you have your render page, and over here you could do a double again. So now we have 5. So, I mean, you can really manipulate your workspace to whatever works well for you. Now, do you have to arrange those just vertically? No, you could go horizontally. I've seen some people who work with 4 different browsers tiled equally right there. And I don't particularly care for that, because then your workspace just gets too small, right? And you can get too many things going at once, and then your brain's not really focused too much on any of them. But in this scenario right here, we could really get a lot of productivity going. Now, I asked you guys to think about ways this would be helpful to you. Who has some things that they'd like to share? Yeah, what's your name again?
Weston?
Weston, what do you think?
You wouldn't have to switch over from tab to tab, clicking back and forth. You could just look at the screen instead of clicking, looking.
Exactly.
And clicking back.
Right. When you really do the math of calculating how much time you spend just clicking between all of your different things over the course of an entire project, gosh, you spent a lot of time doing that. This eliminates the need for that. A couple others. Anyone else think that well, yeah, I heard my partner say this. I didn't really think about it, but it was pretty good. Anybody? Not so much? How about you? What did you want to share?
Well, you could. Another thing, you could have 2 screens with code on them, and then on the other ones, you could try both of them out and see which one works better and go
Right.
with that one.
So you could have, for example, 2 over here, and then you could have your 2 render pages over here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Nice way to get some scripting going. And so there's really your creativity is kind of the limit of how you can divide this up. And so think on it, use it. I'm just glad to be able to provide this to you guys. We accomplished this. Some of you are kind of technology, you're interested not just in the software, which is the programs that we use, but you're even interested in the hardware. So if I can get, let's see, can you scoot back so we can see the underside of the computer here? And then what I'd like you to do is let's turn on the actual flash so that we can get some light over here so it can be seen okay. All right, there we go. And now, let's see if we're still projected up. Camera. All right, very good. Nope, it's going to knock out my camera at that point, but hard to show you guys what's over here without having a light. Mrs. Waltz, if you could come down and just kind of use the periscope. And if anyone's really interested in the hardware itself, you can come over here and take a look. And I can show you guys what's actually going on to make this triple monitor system happen. Because frankly, this is an old computer, right? This CPU itself is really old. It shouldn't be able to work real well with this setup. So usually you have this right here. This is called your VGA adapter, okay? There's a video card that goes into the actual motherboard itself, which is in here, right? Well, there's only one, and this computer is designed to work really well with one monitor. Well, we wanted 3 monitors, but we didn't want to have to dig in and get a brand new system or dig in and do anything there because there's no space inside. Well, this is a USB adapter right here. Now, you'll notice when I unplug this, it's going to knock out that monitor, isn't it? Now you can come up here, Mrs. Waltz. So this basically sets up where we have an external VGA card, okay? And then this plugs into your just basic USB 2.0 port, which is what we have on the backs of these. It's even better with the USB 3.0, but you'll notice on the back of this, it doesn't have that little blue port. So anytime you're wondering, this right here is the actual USB plug. Should look very familiar to most of you. If it has blue right here, that means it's a 3.0 cord, okay? That means it can go really, really fast. You can transfer data really fast compared to this one, which is a 2.0. But you've got to have the corresponding blue plug back here in order for that to really work. So this is all that makes that happen. It turns your USB plug into a VGA adapter and allows you to then set it up as though it's its own monitor that's connected in. Just plug that into your USB and you're good to go. There's my light. Thank you. All right, we're all plugged in and good to go. I'll just push this back into place. And we'll wiggle that mouse. You can see it's trying to come on. It takes a little bit of time for that USB to kick in. But that's essentially it. And then you have your triple monitor set up and you're good to go. So if you ever have problems with it, those folks who are really skilled with that, you might go ahead and just go back there and unplug those, restart the computer. If you just really can't get to it, let your teacher know. And obviously, she'll pass the word on and perhaps get myself or someone in the technology department to come around and help you. All right, thumbs up, middle, down. Do you think this is going to prove useful to you at all this year if you were to do any coding? Okay? Thumbs up means yes, that's definitely going to be useful. Thumbs in the middle, I don't know, we'll see. Thumbs down, I don't think that's going to be very useful. Good? All right, I'm excited to see you guys do some really amazing things with it, all right?
Well, thank you, Mr. Waltz, for helping us get this coding computer set up for Coding for a Cause. And does anyone have any questions for him before we sign off from our first Periscope?
Not really.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, right?
So we've got our coding computer and we're ready to do some serious coding and hopefully Coding for a Cause, the Ronald McDonald House Project. The kids will benefit from what we're doing and everything. So excited.
Awesome.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Waltz. And that's it from Mrs. Waltz's class and Waltz World. We are signing off. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, 0 years. Actually, you know what's interesting though?
I'm having a hard time seeing how to sign off.
She was talking about Periscope.
Swipe down to stop.
When we started, we had one viewer.
There you go.